Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim, a Canadian girl, and this is a look at my mixed African cichlid aquarium. These guys are doing great, but they're getting big, so I want to have a look at them with you, and we'll see if we're going to pick some to exchange. So please stay tuned. This is one busy tank. It's 75 gallons and home to 40 African cichlids. Yes, it's overstocked, complete with uber filtration to easily handle the bioload produced by the fish. Now, most of the cichlids in this aquarium are mbuna, but there are a few peacocks, one hap, and some Lake Victorians included in the mix. Many of you may know Fridays I do water changes on my 4 show tanks, although that is subject to change. I begin with my 150 gallon, and this comes in at number 2. The only reason for that is because it's next in line. When I did the water change on this tank this past Friday, I had some mums to catch, so it was a matter of removing everything so I could catch them and strip them. After water changes, the fish are most likely to spawn. The water change, splashing, lowering and raising of the water, the sounds, and the current all replicate a natural rain. In nature, fish are encouraged to spawn by rain. Often there may be a slight fluctuation in temperature that is also an encouragement to them to spawn. It stands to reason there will be females holding in a day or so following a water change. I do not have any females in this aquarium, but the ones I have are prolific breeders. I caught and stripped 2 from this aquarium, a yellow lab and an OB hybrid. I have a couple of each of these that seem to take turns having broods. The offspring are all hybrids. I have witnessed Ghost, my tank boss, spawning with the yellow lab females on occasion. I have had very pale yellow labs, but no pearls like Daddy. With the spawning schedule these cichlids seem to have adapted to, my mums are all around 7 days holding when I strip them. I do feel this is the optimal time. Once the eggs are in the tumbler, within a day they usually pop their little heads and tails. I have found that they develop much faster in the tumbler with all the room they have to bounce around. Whereas in Mom's mouth, she rolls them, but she can't bounce them like in a tumbler, so their movements are quite restricted. This week, I also removed the big rocks and decided to use the holy rock again for a change of scenery. This is a really cool group to watch. They are so active for much of the day. And then there are times where it's like they're resting, just moving slowly and peacefully around the tank. I do not have a single fish in this tank that I would call nasty. It's quite a claim to be able to say that with a tank filled with 75 to 80% mbuna in a community. But it's true. This coming Friday, when I do their water change, I will be pulling out a few of these cichlids, as I feel this community needs some stock changes. This is something I have always done. Usually every 6 to 8 months, I will do a culling and restocking. I do this for a couple reasons. One, I have mentioned before, the older fish begin to lose their color, some get grumpy, and they're just getting too big. When I see that happening, it's time to make some stock changes. When I sit and watch them, I know which ones I'm planning to remove, even going so far as to make a list. But when the tank is bare, it's much harder to pick them out, as they tend to change their colors. They will mute their colors for many reasons, usually to hide or to make themselves less noticeable. Well, these guys are incredibly smart because that works. By doing that, many look very similar. It's quite frustrating. I am hoping to rehome them quickly. These are beautiful fish, colorful, healthy. Yes, they're hybrids. They're less than a year old, but they will make an excellent addition to anyone's aquarium, and they're free to a good home. You can't get a better deal than that. So until next time, this is Deb Jim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.